Hello everyone. There's probably no one here because I just set this stream up a minute ago and now I am here because I've spent the morning in preparation for Drawn Together, which is happening today, episode 50 with Sabra, and it's going to be so good. And I realized if I'm streaming there tonight, then I'm not streaming here. So be sure to subscribe to the Drawn Together channel. The description, the link is in the description, because it's going to be really cool. Really looking forward to spending more time with Sabra. I've been really happy to be able to spend so much time with Sabra because our live stream failed last week. But this week it's going to be really good. We're going to be using a riverside streaming service. It's going to be super cool. But two of you are here. Who is here? Who jumped on this spontaneous live stream? Let's draw Jenell together. Jenell is a wonderful friend, an incredible creative individual. A couple weeks back, the first continuous line drawing actually was of Jenell, just the eyes. And this is going to be the first pure line drawing, whatever that means. And I just realized that, Jenell was the first of the continuous line drawings. And now the first of the pure line drawings. And we're going to find out right now, what could that mean? What is a pure line drawing? So, hi Louisa, 81 Tizultes, and Meryl, so nice to have you here on such short notice. Now there's 6 people here, so there are 3 more of you. Who's here? Say hello in the chat. Daily drawing practice. Liz is here, so cool. That's wonderful. Doing this every day, drawing a portrait every day. And there is a wonderful Discord server where I share the reference. I just posted this easy reference. I just realized I want to do something pure line, something minimal. And look at this double exposure. Amazing picture, which is so tricky. Uta is here, homesick, lying on the sofa here with me. Sam, I am well. How are you? Yvonne is here. Hello, Yvonne. I would love to know how you are. You can feel free to chat in the chat, and I will get to drawing and start trying to figure out what do I even mean when I say pure line. Because that's my thing. It's going to be my thing for the coming streams, and I'm going to be exploring this idea. So it's going to be a brief stream today, but a wonderful one. We have such wonderful reference. And let me know in the chat if you're familiar with Jenell del Cid, a dear friend. Jenell is so cool. I really appreciate everything that you make and share, Jenell. It's so cool. You're just a fountain of creativity. And your post from today or yesterday where you were talking about existential crises and how do you deal with them, I feel like there's a lot we could talk about. But yeah, thank you for everything you shared, Jenell. You're so cool. We appreciate you. So Jenell is big in the Museum by Sketchy app community, and also Judith Yours portrait challenge. So many people have drawn Jenell, and there are so many incredible drawings of Jenell out there and still to be created, and Jenell just shares so much and it's so wonderful. Now I've got to try and figure out what I mean by pure line. So rather than the continuous line, I'm going to somehow try and be minimal, I guess, although there is so much to draw here. What is a pure line? I will not hatch out and render things. I'm going to try and really make this about a clear line. And I'm really curious to see what that is going to mean throughout the coming weeks and the coming live streams, the different explorations of line. I'm going to be using different tools, doing different things. And yeah, we were talking about it a bit yesterday, last night's stream, if pure line kind of brings up anything for you, what do you think that pure line means? Everyone who's watching, if you're in the chat or watching the replay, what could pure line mean? It's funny that I went with this reference because when I was kind of thinking about pure line, I was thinking of something minimal as well. And then here I just see so much to draw, so many lines, so much possibility. But it's interesting I'm enjoying so far it's only been continuous line, but just this year, each month I kind of have a theme of exploration that I want to work with, and I'm looking forward to seeing what that is going to look like throughout the year. So I'm recording Patreon tutorials and doing these daily streams, and really going to be kind of exploring this idea. What can this mean? So I did a test call with Sara. Sara is going to be joining Drawn Together in 3.5 hours. Shannon Hagen, Sara, and I will be drawing Sara from an amazing collection of references which Sara took for us, especially for the show. And on the Drawn Together channel, which is linked in the description, you'll be able to come and join the live stream. The new format for Drawn Together is going to be a 1-hour live stream podcast draw along show, followed by the after party. And we actually tried, we were all lined up, we had everything good to go last week, and then the stream didn't really work out. But the after party did, and it was really great to have people there, and we hung out and we drew and painted together and had a lovely conversation there. So that was in Zoom, and it was so good that we had that after party. And in future, so today's after party is going to be open to everyone, and in future we would like to offer the after parties as a Drawn Together VIP option to help us create the show, to fund the show. I've been looking into a streaming service which looks really good and costs money. So the idea of the Drawn Together VIPs is that people who love the show as we do and see the greatness in it and would like to spend time with us and our guests to help us make the show will be able to contribute. And if you check out the Drawn Together Patreon, which is somewhere, there's the Drawn Together VIP support tier, and I'm so thankful for the people who have already joined and are already helping us make the show, because it's so good. Those of you here, have you seen the Drawn Together show? We had 49 episodes on my channel, and then since March last year we didn't, and now we're going to get back to it. And we're starting out with one show a month where we will have an inspiring guest on, and we'll talk with them as we work on their portrait. And we have a great line waiting list of guests and people that we're really looking forward to talking with, that we've been just waiting for a year to talk to, and really looking forward to continuing the Drawn Together experience, because it's been so invigorating and wonderful just to connect and share time with all of these wonderful creative people. Jenell was also one of our Drawn Together guests. That was such a wonderful show. I'm noticing here, I'm feeling pretty good about this pure line idea. It's pretty, it feels fairly minimal, But I'm noticing the hairline is like way too high. The way I've drawn things and shifted around, everything's taken on a different form. But that's okay. That's how it is. I love this double exposure thing that's going on. Oh, I think in the Drawn Together show, when Jenell was on, we also had like a cool double exposure picture, which I or Shannon chose back then, and it's interesting that it's another double exposure right now. Yeah, so Drawn Together today. We'd love to see you there in the chat. And really looking forward to spending more time with Sabra, talking about finding the quest for finding meaning through painting, which I feel like is so relevant to so many people. There's often like the question of like why do we do what we do? Why are we drawing and painting? And yeah, Uta, you were at that episode as well. That's great. Yeah, why do we draw and paint? And when there's a lot of challenging stuff happening in our lives in the world, like what is the significance of painting and drawing? Why do we do it? And there's also something we're talking about in Shannon's stream yesterday, I think it was yesterday, yeah, or the day before, talking about the focus, just the presence and focus that we have when we're observing and drawing is a wonderful thing, which is not always evident in day-to-day life. When we really take time to choose to focus on looking and mark making, of drawing something, it's going to be a very interesting chat, I think. So we'd love you to join. I'm just trying to compensate for that way too high hairline. Love Jenell. Yeah, love Jenell. Jenell's so good. And Tace, yeah. It was such a fun episode. There have been so many fun episodes. And we just love Drawn Together. The format, the opportunity to connect to all these great people, to celebrate the connective, unifying possibility of this online creative space, which, as well as so many other things, it is also that. It is also wonderful connectivity and and it's been so great. Like I just remember so many people sharing their sketches from the shows, and getting to know the guests, but also getting to know the audience, like getting to know you through your drawings, and over the many episodes. Just looking forward to seeing what everyone does, and just getting to know that we're doing this together. I think I'm going to leave it at this today. I said it was going to be brief and minimal, and right now I feel like this is a brief and minimal line drawing. Hello, Kiki. I think this might be it. Like, I see all of these pathways and all of these possibilities of things that I could keep doing, but looking at this as like a month-long possible trajectory of exploring pure line, whatever that is. Maybe this is enough for today. Thank you so much to those of you who got on here so spontaneously, because I just set up the stream, I think 2 minutes before I went live. Like and subscribe if you're not already liking and subscribing. I just decided this could be interesting just to in a lighter color to grab that lighter line, that kind of ghostly echo out at the edge of the double exposure. Yeah, I think this can be, this topic, this idea of pure line, exploring line, this is going to be so cool. And I think there can be a lot of things that happen. I would love to, I'm going to definitely do like calligraphy pen and a brush pen where there's like such wonderful distinctive line quality that we can work with. Yeah, nice little warm up for tonight. Totally. That's it. And that's the thing. Even if it's just short and it's a brief practice and it's not finished, it's worth it. It's warm up. It's contributing to the collective experience and practice. And you may feel like you want to keep working on this, or you may also just be ready to stop. And I am going to stop. And I'm very curious about how this pure line time is going to be. As you're drawing along, feel free to draw however you want. Maybe you want to paint every portrait, but for me, I'm working with these particular themes throughout the streams, and I'm really kind of excited about what's going to happen in the coming streams and weeks. And for now, I'm excited about Drawn Together, which is going to be in just over 3 hours' time over on the Drawn Together channel. The @Drawn Together show is in the description. You'll be able to follow to that link, sign up, subscribe to the Drawn Together show channel there, and share your work in the Discord server. If you're not already there, I would love you to join. Everyone who shares their work there, it's such a treat to see what you're sharing. I feel like, I don't know, is it the last couple of days it's kind of slowed down a bit. There was like a real buzz, but I'm sure there are going to be the ebb and flow of the way people are able to contribute and be sharing there is going to be different every time. It's like a living thing, but it's still growing. We're at 260 members in the Discord server, and so bit by bit it keeps growing, and everyone who wants to share there, I'd love to see your work there. And if you're sharing on Instagram, you can tag me here at Dylan Sara. If you're sharing, if you can also tag Jenell at Jenell Del Seed. And I will see you in 3 hours. And come to the after party. It's going to be 1 hour of live stream with Sabra, and then it's going to be an after party where we come to Zoom and we want to talk to people. So the way it was last time in the after party, Shannon, Sabra and I were spotlighted, so people watching can see the three of us working together, very similar to in the live stream. And you can also choose, you can pin your own person if you want to get closer and see what we're doing. You can move between us, you can speak up, you can ask questions. And the idea of the after party is really like we're sitting around a table together and we're drawing and just chatting, maybe discussing some of the things that came up during the live stream and exploring new tangents and new directions as we hang out in the after party. So I would love to have you there. And if you'd like more and more and more after parties, then consider becoming Drawn Together VIP, because we'll be spending a lot of intimate time together with our guests and our Drawn Together VIPs. But for today, it's open to everyone, and we can't wait to see you and share some time creating together. See you soon.